one of the dominoes falling for a later domino down the line that I've been thinking on is releasing the People's Champ Part Two. You know,
Wow.
I never really put out a part two of any of my albums other than my mixtapes. You know, I'll do
Hmm.
a part two or whatever. But I've been thinking about being the People's Champ was so different than Get Your Mind Correct or, you know, The Fast Life or Heart of a Champion or any of these other ones that I put out since. You know what I'm saying? The People's Champ had its own type of vibe and feel to it. I've been like, okay, let me go back to that. Let me maybe reincarnate that vibe or just revisit that vibe with a 2020 feel to it. So you know, I don't know. I've been really putting my mind around it because, you know, it's something that, you know, I'm going to put a whole lot of work and time and effort into, you know what I'm saying? But I've been thinking on, you know, hey, what about me doing a People's Champ Part 2? So, you know, you might see that somewhere down the line, 2021 or something, you know, I don't know. We'll see.
Jeez, I didn't even know you were thinking about doing a People's Champ Part Two. That's really dope, and I think that would be great because like you kind of mix like some of the nostalgia of the first People's Champ with like the new things that you're experimenting with today. And I really love how you mentioned about the people you was working with in LA in the sessions. In the video they talked about how they were trying to like keep the Houston feel to some of your music, but also add like some new vibes to it because you had that one girl who was kind of like a pop singer in there. So I thought that was pretty cool because like it was in like you were in like your element, but also like you had things that were outside of your element that I guess helped you to create something new for a subculture.
Yeah, exactly. But when I first came onto the scene, the music scene, man, it was like the Houston sound, or was very Houston. If you weren't from Houston, you didn't really
You didn't get
understand
it.
it or know about it a lot of times. So it was like it didn't really go outside of that Houston bubble. But now, years later, just a lot of the verbiage of what we were saying, the words we were saying, how we were saying it, or maybe our accent, or our southern drawl, maybe some of the words we say weren't understood. Also a lot of the culture, whether it was the pulling up drink culture, the car culture, the grills, or just a lot of the slow down music, it was just, it was a Houston thing. So now all of those aspects, maybe other than the cars, they kind of been accepted by the worldwide mainstream. So you hear all type of artists talking about sipping drink. You hear all type of artists with some type of screwed up in their hooks,
Some chopped and
or in their
screwed
song.
type
Right,
sound to
right.
it.
The cars are kind of the only one where there are other car cultures around the world or country that we link up with, but we still kind of do our cars a little different than everybody. But still, the other car enthusiasts, they can feel it. Just like they might do their cars a little different in other areas. I can feel it because I'm a car enthusiast, even though that might not be my particular style. I like a different style. We can I can feel it because I'm a car enthusiast. But that's that Houston culture. So being that I had help like that with artists like her, Kappa or Crash or Dash, them coming in there, they understood the Houston culture. Where in 2005, when the People's Champ came out, the average, you know, professional in music maybe didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? So they maybe couldn't really get it, or help in that type of way. But it like I said, it's something I never did before. So I also went into it with a complete open mind of wanting their how was Houston kind of like influenced you in your life, and then use that to let you influence how we do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're back and forth. You know what I'm saying? We shared in the process. You know what I'm saying? It was dope, man. It was so dope having different producers and artists that I maybe would only work with for a song here or there, or for some other project. For me to work with all of them on my project, and to lock in on, everything is all about how we gonna do this for the project for Power Walk. It was something I wasn't used to. I hadn't experienced